These are the 10 secrets that made me my first $1 million in profit with dropshipping, and I'm sure you've never heard them before. After watching this video, you're gonna be 10 times ahead of any other dropshipper because nobody actually talks about these things. While these 10 secrets are literally the differentiators between winners and losers in dropshipping. You'll be able to implement each and every one of them right after watching this video very easily. So let's begin with secret number 1. The first secret is that you have to choose a right strategy. It is extremely important that you start with the right strategy from the beginning. First of all, of course, you have to be certain that you want to do a certain business model, and you have to see what's possible with the certain business model that you're thinking of doing. In my specific case, I'm of course always talking about dropshipping. But there are so many other business models out there, like owning an agency or even trading is very popular as well. You have to understand that once you choose something, you're supposed to stick with it for a very long time, which makes it very hard to switch to something else. So for example, I was lucky that the first business I ever tried was dropshipping, because dropshipping is extremely scalable and it has a lot of potential to earn you 6 figures in profit per month. While if I had chosen for an agency, for example, in the beginning, I would have probably found out after having that agency for 2 years that it's very, very hard to make consistent 6 figures in profit per month. But then you're already 2 years deep into the business model. So then you have to completely restart from scratch with another business model that does allow you to earn your actual true dream income, which puts you back so much. So first of all, do your research and make sure you can actually earn the amount of income that you dream of with the business model that you're gonna start with. And now the second part of the secret is that you also have to choose the right strategy within the business model itself. For example, with dropshipping, you have so many different strategies and most of them are bullshit. You have TikTok shop, TikTok organic, you have fashion dropshipping, general dropshipping, funnel dropshipping. What do you choose? Again, the same principle applies here, because when you start with one strategy, it is usually not that easy to just completely pivot into another strategy. It is possible, but you want to avoid this. Now, I've tried everything because I've been dropshipping for 5 years now, and I know 100% that the only viable dropshipping strategies are the following 3. General EU dropshipping, fashion EU dropshipping, or funnel EU dropshipping. These are the easiest methods you can choose. You can also, of course, try to start a branded dropshipping store as well in the US or the global market, but that's just gonna be 10 times harder, especially if you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to start with. So again, EU general, EU fashion, or EU funnels. These 3 strategies actually work, and in my opinion, I like, of course, funnel dropshipping. It is the strategy that I literally invented, and it combines the best of every single strategy, but of course, that is my opinion. Just know that these are the only 3 viable dropshipping strategies, and everything else that you hear and see on YouTube is f***ing horse shit. Now let's move on to secret number 2, which is to have persistence with the thing you choose. And that is why I say it's so important to start with the right thing from the beginning, because persistence is the second most important thing. You will never see any results with anything if you give up after just a few months. For example, it took me 6 months to find my first winning product with dropshipping. That's a long time, especially if you make it your main thing in life. If you're thinking about it every single day and you see no results for 6 months long every day, 99% of people quit there. That's literally the only thing that makes the difference between a successful entrepreneur and a losing one. Because you can make money with any business model out there, it is just a matter of how long do you stick with it. That's why I say choose wisely what you start with, but then persist with it, because it just takes time. That's all. Secret number 3 took me way too long to understand, and I'm still battling with it to this day. And it's about changing and completely destroying your toxic habits from when you were younger. If you didn't start business at like 11 years old or something like Iman gets, most likely you have a shitload of extremely toxic habits still with you. I'm talking about, for example, drinking or going out or gaming or watching YouTube videos all day or scrolling on Instagram. Or this can also be mindset habits like being negative about everything, judging other people. All of these things, it is very normal to have if you grew up in society as an NPC. Now you have to know that if you want to actually succeed in business, you have to do what 99% of people are not doing. So that means that all these normalized toxic habits are completely holding you back. You need to get rid of them ASAP. Even if you think they might not be that toxic, they probably are. So you really have to do first a dopamine detox. You can just search any video on YouTube. Maybe I'll make a video on it later, but make sure you stop for like 30 days with all the bullshit, such as YouTube scrolling, IG scrolling, watching porn, eating shit food, not going to the gym. Cut out all the nonsense from your life, become an extremely disciplined monk for just 30 days, and then you will completely reset yourself and unlock your true potential. But only after you've cut it out for 30 days, you will start to understand what you're actually capable of, and you can maybe re-implement some of these habits. Like, of course, you can watch some YouTube entertainment, you can be on Instagram sometimes, but you need to be able to completely control it, and you can only do that after a harsh dopamine detox. Now, in that dopamine detox, I want you guys to write down your goals, write down your affirmation. A really good book on this, by the way, is called Release Your Breaks from Jim Newman. It has completely changed my mind for the better. It's a really good book on visualization and affirmations, and it'll really help you draft your visual plan for the future. Also, make sure you read a shitload of psychology books. I did that in the beginning of my business career. I'm really interested in psychology always because it is the basis of human nature, and that means if you understand psychology, you understand literally how the world works. Because sales or marketing, for example, is just psychology, but then niched down a little bit. So I would recommend you to read Thinking Fast and Slow as well. Really good psychology book. And then after doing this disciplined monk mode for 30 days and learning about psychology and yourself, you will literally become unstoppable, and it's gonna make everything you do in business so much easier. Secret number 4 is getting a coach. And I know it sounds cheesy and scammy and cringe because I also have a coaching program, but I truly mean it. And you don't need to buy my coaching program or whatever, but you do need professional coaching. There are literally businesses out there that you can pay, and they will literally help you set up your business. I only got my first coaching after the first full year of dropshipping, and literally after I got the first coaching, my dropshipping business went from 10K in revenue per month to 200K in revenue per month. You pay to learn for someone else's mistakes, which is extremely invaluable. Now, there are huge dangers in this industry as well, and I know for a fact that 99% of coaches are complete bullshitters. This is exactly how you can find a good coach who you can trust. First of all, does the strategy that they teach make sense? People don't really use common sense anymore because there's so much shit online and so much distraction. But believe me, your common sense is still gonna be your best friend. Now, don't use too much common sense because you will still have a lot of limiting beliefs, especially as a beginner. So you're still not really aware of what's actually possible in business and life. But if someone tells you that you can make $1 million per month from dropshipping in your first 3 months, then of course that is complete bullshit. Or if someone is telling you you can start up a $1 million business with no money because TikTok organic is free, then this person is also bullshitting you. So use your common sense in that way. Secondly, is the coach or the guru doing the strategy themselves? This is a big one because you also have a lot of coaches who use business X to sell, for example, the dropshipping dream, while business X isn't even a dropshipping business. And I'm not gonna name names, but just again, use common sense. I, for example, teach funnel dropshipping and I do funnel dropshipping. My students are literally my competitors. But the reason that doesn't matter is because the strategy is just solid and there's enough room in the market for more people. But don't listen to people who have, for example, a mega brand or whatever, and they then tell you that it is just their little dropshipping store and they're gonna teach you something completely different. By the way, also 99% of coaches out there don't actually run their own dropshipping businesses. And I can understand this because I also have a coaching business and it takes a lot of time to run a coaching business. It is a full-fledged business, but I'm still able to run my own dropshipping stores because I have a partner. I personally only spend around 20% of my time working on the dropshipping stores myself. But again, most people don't have a dropshipping business whatsoever next to their coaching program, and those people are liars and bullshitters. And then the third thing is that you just want someone who shows results, student results, of course. This obviously makes a lot of sense, but this is extremely fakeable as well because you can very easily create a fake student results screenshot or whatever. So make sure you ask around for the legitimateness of this person and don't make an impulse decision on getting your coach. But again, you need a coach. So save up some money, get help, and you're literally going to 10x the speed of your success. I'm 100% sure of this. Secret number 5 is networking with others. I'm personally extremely introverted by nature, and I like to sit behind my computer all day. That's also what I did as a kid. For me, dropshipping itself made a lot of sense, and it was very natural to do for me because I just had to sit behind my computer all day and talk to no one. I had my first success without talking to anyone as well. So I thought thought I could get away with it. But that is completely wrong, and it will hold you back just like it did with me. After I realized that networking would probably help me out with business, I started sharing a lot of value in different communities. So you want to join different dropshipping communities, you can join paid communities or you can join free communities. For example, I have a paid Discord myself, you can join in the description below, and then start sharing value in that community. And then other people will feel indebted to you and share value back whenever you need it. Because of my YouTube channel and my Instagram account and my whole personal brand, for example, right now I have a massive network. Whenever I have a question for my dropshipping stores or for my brand, I literally ask it in 5 different WhatsApp groups and I get a reply within 30 seconds. This is super powerful and you do not want to neglect it. And again, you can network very easily by just joining communities, free ones or paid ones, and sharing some value. You always have value to share, even if you don't have a massive dropshipping business yet. Just make sure you help people out, others will see it and they will help you out back in return. Secret number 6 is talking your success into existence. I know this sounds a little weird and a lot of people don't believe in this kind of shit, but I do. You have to be bold and you have to be confident before you even have any success. And it is not arrogant or stupid to do so. Talk about your success with your family, your friends, the people around you online. You have to write it in reality, because that literally makes you so much more involved in it. Because if you then actually fail, which means giving up, so many people will think you're a loser. So it really helps to get the word out there and to be confident about it. Secret number 7 is to avoid shiny object syndrome at all costs. This goes hand in hand with secret number 2, which was persistence. Once you start with something, stick with it. The business model and the strategy within the business model. The grass is not greener on the other side. Again, as I said, you can make money 1,000 different ways, but the main factor here is persistence. So if you just start out with dropshipping and you chose, for example, funnel dropshipping as your strategy, and then you join a community because you want to network with people and you see someone else being successful with fashion dropshipping and you haven't had success yet, you will probably think, shit, fashion dropshipping is working better, clearly, because this person is making money with it. You will then switch to fashion dropshipping, start all over from scratch, have zero momentum and zero competitive advantage. And again, you will have a hard time in the beginning. It's completely normal. Then 2 months later, you will see someone else being successful with funnel dropshipping again, and you will switch back. I swear to God, I've seen this happen a million times, and it completely destroys people. It keeps them in the same spot. So even if something is not as easy as you thought it would be, stick with it, persevere, and you will become successful in it. In my dropshipping career, there were so many crazy shiny objects like Pinterest ads, because there was a time that Facebook was rejecting almost anything on Facebook. In my career, I've had countless of shiny objects to choose from, but I didn't, because I knew it would have completely killed my momentum. Secret number 8 is to hire fast. You do not need to be $1 million per year business before you can make your first hire. I waited way too long with hiring in my personal dropshipping business because I was scared of it and it was extremely uncomfortable for me to do so. I didn't feel comfortable talking to VAs from the Philippines who were 3 times my age, asking them to run my dropshipping stores. And because it was so uncomfortable for me to do this, I waited with it for way too long and this kept me from growing. So hire fast. As soon as you have your first winning product, you want to hire at least a product page builder. You can do so extremely easily, and you can click on this video right here to see my full hiring guide. It even explains when you should hire, who and how much you should pay them. But if you don't hire people, you don't have a business. You're a slave inside your own business, okay? Good business means having a good team that runs it. How else would I have the time to record this fucking YouTube video right now if I didn't have a solid team? I would be grinding out product pages right now. So hire fast. Secret number 9 is comfort zone and how it will kill your business and you as well. Growth, both personal and in business, lies outside the comfort zone. As humans, we are always looking for peacefulness and we always try to reach for a moment of bliss. This means that by nature, you're always looking for the comfort zone. So if something in your business starts running smoothly and you're seeing that it works month after month, there's a 100% chance you're gonna feel like you're good now and you're not gonna improve on anything. You're not gonna hire any new people. You're not gonna improve the systems, the payment processing, the product quality. You're gonna have built your own comfort zone. But know that if you are inside that comfort zone, your business is going to get destroyed. There are people like me who are always pushing outside the comfort zone and outside of the limits of what they think is possible. So if me and you are competing in the same market and I have the drive to always go further, and you think you're good here, you're gonna get eaten alive and destroyed. So get rid of the false belief that there will be a moment of bliss, because that doesn't happen. You should always feel uncomfortable, because that's exactly where you will find immense growth. And this is also on a personal level, like mindset wise. If your life is comfortable and you don't feel stressed, you're literally dying. So in your business, always look for the actions that make you feel uncomfortable. You probably know exactly what actions I'm talking about right now. Those are the most important ones. Does an action make you feel stressed? Even thinking about it? Good. That's the growth action. That's the thing that's gonna make the difference. So pull the trigger on it right now. This can be setting up your store. This can be setting up your first LLC. This can be hiring your first team member. This can be buying that coaching program. It can be literally anything. But if it makes you feel bad inside, that's a good one. And then the last secret is the most important one in business, and that is to not be a weak pussy. I wish I had better English vocabulary to describe it in a more normal way, but I don't. But just know that weakness is so normalized in society, and it's absolutely toxic as hell. I myself was also a weak pussy in the beginning of my business career. I remember building out one product page for my Shopify store. It took me like 2 hours and then being completely drained because of it. I would then take like a 4-hour gaming break, completely insane, because that is literally how I grew up, inside weakness. Now the problem is that you can survive by being weak in this society. You can survive perfectly fine if you have an easy job and you can scroll TikTok all day and eat junk food. You can go to your nice comfortable apartment and go to sleep and repeat every single day. Like, there are so many people who don't go to the gym, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. But make sure you always feel bad. This goes hand in hand with like all the other secrets that I talked about. If you feel bad, it's good. Just make sure you do something about it, because the combination of feeling bad and extreme discipline literally makes billionaires. Embrace fear, embrace uncomfortability, stay focused, and become the best version of yourself. Now, I know this is a different type of video than I'm used to creating. Usually it is dropshipping value. I'm recording a dropshipping challenge right now as we speak, but the challenge is going much harder than I expected. I faced a lot of problems in this challenge, and you'll probably see it somewhere next week. Now, if you're new to dropshipping, then check out my free course below. It is my A to Z dropshipping strategy, and I do not even have a paid course, okay? And if you want my personal one-on-one help to set up your dropshipping business, apply for my mentorship below, and maybe after a good qualification session, I'll see you inside my program.